Good evening, everybody, and welcome along to Inside Line Racing. Welcome along to the United States Grand Prix, where there's 4 rounds to go of this ILR4 championship, and it's definitely going to heat up with a potential title battle between a Force India and 2 McLarens. I'm Jez, and I'll be your commentator throughout this evening's race. And we got a full lobby tonight, which is absolutely brilliant. So we should see some very good racing. A track where it was held in the US on and off since 1908, and it was formerly known as the American Grand Prix. So it wasn't originally the American Grand Prix. And later on it became part of the Formula 1 World Championship, and the race has been held 48 times. And it's taken place at 10 different locations, and that's bringing us to where we are today in Austin, Texas, where it's been there since 2012, and it is pretty cool, but expect to be where there could be a lot of penalties as well, so do watch out for that. Lewis Hamilton has won the most wins here, 6 wins out of 7. Kimi Raikkonen won last year, which was pretty amazing and very nice. So no skipped compounds this weekend. We've got the Ultras, Supers and Softs on offer. But now, this is one of the tracks where the 2 stops can be a lot bit faster. You never know. We'll just have to see what the drivers go through throughout this race. Now, let me just go through the championship, actually. Let me just go on board with our championship leader. There we go, in the Force India. He's quite comfortably in the lead at the moment, Chill Drive. He's sitting on 195 points, a 46-point gap. And he wants to win the championship because obviously every winner of a tier gets promoted to the next tier up. So if he wins ILR4, he will get promoted to ILR3 next season. So that's his goal, and it's looking like it might be achieved, but it's not going to be decided tonight because there are 100 points on offer tonight. So let's go on board with Chill Drive lap then. Now, just getting this very kissing the curb a little bit to gain momentum. Very important that you get this right. And we're a long one coming up as well. Nearly approaching traffic there, but luckily he is managing to cope ever so slightly there. Now there isn't much turn names around here, so I'm trying to know the turn names, but it is quite tricky to get to grips with. We've already seen some times on the board already by some of the guys. And like I said, Chill Drive is on a 46-point gap between him and Ritson, and a 60-point gap between him and Roberto. So Roberto's in 3rd in the other McLaren. Jay Carty in the Haas in 4th. Mr. Sky in the other Haas the Williams in 5th. And Cam K in 6th in the other Force India. Now basically, those are the only 6 that have a mathematical chance of winning this championship. Everybody else is pretty much out of the running now. So everyone else, they just got to concentrate on having a clean race, and they can just have fun, really, to be honest with you. But for the top 6, there's all to play for. If Cam K wants to win this championship, he's basically got to win, and everybody else retires. So basically, it's his last chance. If he doesn't win tonight, he's mathematically out of the running. So yes. So Chill Driver just set a pole time lap with a 1:32.6. That's not bad for him. Let's see who else is on the lap at the moment. Make sure you do get involved in the chat. Now, if you're wondering where Mr. Evil Dragon is not feeling very well tonight. He has got a bad voice, so he decided that he doesn't want to strain it, and he's not commentating tonight. But don't worry, he will be back next week. There is a yellow flag in sector 2. Not quite sure what happened there, but hey ho. As we are seeing quite a lot of invalidated laps. Only 7 people have got validated laps at the moment, so very intriguing, I must say. But as I think Cody's going to go into the pits and run out of fuel. His teammate has gone out. Just seeing who is on the lap at the moment. We've got the 2 McLarens. on the lap. Now, Ritson really needs to get a good result today in order to stand a chance on keeping his title fight alive. Basically, the championship won't be decided tonight. It definitely won't. The latest it's going to decide is probably Mexico, possibly. Because after tonight, there will be 75 points on offer. So, they just got to do this, nail this in the bag, and just get it right. So, Ritson has had a few wins this season. He's only had 2 wins, whereas Chill Drivers had 4. So, he's got to really get some more wins under his belt. But he's liking USA. So, I think a few people are liking it. And we have heard from some of the drivers, actually, that it's going to be dry for most of it. And towards the end of the race, it's going to rain. So, it's going to rain towards the end. So, that's going to provide an interesting strategy. So, it definitely won't be one stop because obviously they may have to pit for wet tyres or inters. But it definitely does depend on when the rain comes in for these guys, on when they're going to do that. So we will have to find out soon what's going to happen there. So as far as tyres at the moment, we have quite a mixture actually. We've got a few people on the Ultras. Not the best tyre to be on in USA. Lasts a bit less time than the Super Softs, but probably the Super Softs, if I was doing qualifying, would be the best tyre to go on right now. So that will just probably be more ideal. And must shout out to ILR Jason, who's in the chat. He's an ILR4 driver on Xbox. Another league in ILR that I commentate on every Friday night. And it's good to see you supporting the channel again. And for those of you who've been watching the F1 news this week, a lot of the F1 liveries have been announced. My favourite has got to be this McLaren livery. A lot more blue. I love it. But I like the Mercedes as well. The Mercedes livery this year, I'm just blown away by. No, I'm not being biased or anything, but literally, the Mercedes livery is pretty good. But anyway, Richard's not saying a lap time at the moment, but Roberto is on a 1:32. Now, I don't know what the fastest lap time is on this circuit. I was busy whilst the ILR5 and 6 streams, so I wasn't really paying attention to what the lap time is. Now, as far as I'm aware, also, we don't have any quali bans, so as far as I'm aware, but you never know, we might have something. Now, Warlock did not too bad last week. He's a reserve driver, and very nice. And we got someone filling in for, I think, Mr. Sim tonight. We got, I'm trying to figure out who we've got in the Haas car in place of Mr. Sim. It is AZR Westy. He's replacing Mr. Sim tonight. Unfortunately, him being on a keyboard last week did not work well, so he decided to wait until he's properly recovered until he can race again. And Warlock is in the Mercedes, replacing, I'm trying to figure out, it was Joe. He's replacing Joe again. Joe, unfortunately, I think he's got another race ban or something. I'm not entirely sure. We have got 7 minutes remaining. People got to watch out for the track limits here. People could get a lot caught out. I was commentating on a London League in F1 2017, and the amount of penalties they've got is absolutely crazy. Just saying, it's just like penalty after penalty after penalty. And this has been no exception. Warlock's just at the fastest time right now with a 1:31.6. So that is pretty decent from him. Potential for some of these guys to go into the 1:30s, but again, we'll have to wait and see. As far as race winners are concerned, the only other people that have won apart from Lewis Hamilton has been Kimi Raikkonen, obviously. Vettel, Schumacher. Schumacher's won 5 times around here. Riemersberger, Barrichello, Ayrton Senna, Alan Prost, Alan Jones. Well, to be honest, I never heard of Alan Jones in my life. Gilles Villeneuve actually won in 1979 in the Ferrari. And then Carlos won the year before that. James Hunt won this race in 1976 and 1977. But that was when they were in Watkins Glen. So that is not, obviously, in Austin where it is now. It also, before the United States Grand Prix was in Texas, it was also in Indianapolis where the current Indy 500 runs. So pretty interesting. Now, let me just follow someone who hasn't been on a lap yet. Let's follow Skillio. Now, we need to get a lap in sharpish. We've still got 5 minutes and 44 seconds to go. We've got, oh my god, we've got yellow flags everywhere. We've got yellow flags in sets of 1, 2, and 3. Great. To be honest, personally, for me, it has been an interesting season so far. It's been quite eventful. And for those of you that don't know what is going on next season, there is going to be a ranked system. Like when they actually get into the league, there's going to be a ranked system. They are not going to choose their drivers' teammates. It will actually be picked based on where they finished last season. So, like, say if they join a tier for the season, they'll be in the lower half. Like, have to choose McLaren, Sauber, Williams, stuff like that. Or if you've done staying in that tier and you've done rubbish in the season before. But if you're still in the same tier as you was in this season and you scored really highly, you'll get a top team. So I think that's how it works. Correct me if I'm wrong. Jack might be watching this, so I think I explained it right. But it just shows fairness, and it gives the drivers motivation to push harder even when the championship is over, because if they get DNFs, they might lose their seat and might get demoted. So they got to be careful with that. And because we will definitely see a few promotions. Obviously, whoever wins ILR4 will be promoted to ILR3. But I think the bottom lot who haven't done well in ILR4 will be demoted to ILR5. So it's kind of like a football league system in a way. So I wonder how it's going to play out for the remaining 4 races. How are they going to approach this? Are they going to be a bit more cautious? Now, Skillio has gone into 6th place at the moment in qualifying. Ryrate's on his out lap. Now, Ritson, he's had a lot of invalidated laps. He keeps exceeding the track limits quite a lot. He's got to be very careful. So Warlock still on pole with Chill Drive in 2nd. Now, that's going to be a close race wherever it happens. Separated by 70,000, 60,000. So let me just get the gaps up. There we go. 60,000. I was 10,000 off, but yeah, sorry about that. But hey ho. And I think it's known that also in real life, Lewis Hamilton absolutely loves this track. And some of these guys is a bit of a mixture. Corley Carmez has had trouble with his hot lap, and someone had an AI and screwed Carmez's hot lap apparently. So that was unfortunate for Carmez. Rich in the Williams. Now, for those of you that have watched the Williams delivery, read the news, they have got a new sponsor who I think are mainly all about phones or something, which is quite interesting. And let us know in the chat as well, what was your favourite livery so far? I've already said mine, obviously. But Rich is going to go on another lap now. They've got to get their lap very quickly, because otherwise they're going to start from the back of the grid, and they really don't want that to happen. So And to make sure my voice is hydrated, because I'm doing some solo commentary tonight, I've got a drink on me, so if I have to take a few sips now and then, just bear with me, because, you know. Which on our lap now will be interesting. They're quite close, pretty much the top 9. Ritzon's managed to get a validated lap. He's still on the soft tyres, but I think he's the only one that's going to go onto the alternate strategy at the moment. Ryan Race is retired, so he's going to start at the back. So where is Rich now? Looking quite impressive. I didn't see what his best time was in Sector 1, so didn't quite see what happened there. I think Rich is on an in lap. I think he needs to get out of the way. Or he might be on another lap. I'm not entirely sure. But, yep, he goes out of the way, which helps. So Rich gets the DRS along this long back straight. Braking just before the 50-metre board. Another long left coming up here. And a long straight. Going and kissing that left curve like your favourite granny. And then tight bends coming up. And then another very long straight. That's how I call them, and Force India moved out of the way. Now this is one of the difficult straights on the circuit, but you can go full throttle in places, but you've got to brake in just the right moments. As Rick's gone into the pits, so I think his lap time is very validated. So who can improve? Warlock's on a lap. He's on Sector 3 right now. Chill Drive is about to cross the line. He just crosses the line with basically pretty much when it ended. So he's going to be the last to cross the line by the sounds of it. Now Warlock, he's coming across the final couple of corners. What lap time is he going to set? Is he going to improve? He does. He improves by 3 tenths. So that is pretty impressive. We're not as close to Chill Drive now. Let's see who else is on a lap closer to Chill Drive. Now, Ritzon's gone into the pits. How about Skillio? Oh, he's retired. He's pinned it in the wall. That is not the best place, but I must say it is quite difficult. But the only man that can stop Warlock tonight is Chill Drive. Warlock has definitely been the pole king towards the latter half of the season, but sometimes he hasn't converted it into wins. So I wonder if it stays like this, will the luck in the draw, will it change? But it is all or nothing now for Chill Drive. He's going to do all he can. He's got... Oh no, that's a big mistake for Chill Drive. That's definitely not going to be pole for him. He struggled a bit with traction. He lost a bit of the back end by the looks of things. So that means Warlock, this man, is on pole again. Pretty much, I think it's for the 3rd race in a row. Or 4th, I don't know. No, 3rd. I don't know. Because he got it in Russia. He got it in Japan, I think. And he also got it in USA Kota, which is very important. I know he's a reserve driver, but he is still going to get very crucial points in the Constructors' Championship. And sometimes that's where it all counts. Now, who are we waiting for to finish something? I think Chill Drive is in the pits. He has to retire his car. Yes, he's done that. That's all good. There we go. A very intense qualifying session. Unfortunately, Chill Drive wasn't able to do the challenge that he needed to do. It needed to be. So here we go. There are your standings. 3 tenths separate between Warlock and Chill Drive in the end, with Coley in 3rd. Jay Carty in 4th place. We've got Verstappen in 5th place. Mr. Sky in 6th. Scalio in 7th, Cam K in 8th, Roberto in 9th, Rich rounding up your top 10, and then we got Whitson, Nicolo, Fobber, Westy, Ryan Berry, Niels, Carmeds, Robo Jeep, and then the 2 people not to third time tonight are Right Racer and Chopper. So they must have had invalidated laps at some point throughout as well. So definitely having the rain towards the end of the race is definitely going to bring some sort of element of trust about what's going to happen here. So we will have to find out. And some of you Xbox guys may be watching, finding out cheeky strategy and finding out what is going on about that. If I was in an Xbox League, I would definitely be watching one of the PS4 leagues to get some sort of strategy tips. So that's what, you know. Okay, I'm not getting any drivers saying, listen, that they're ready. That's interesting. I'm just getting the pit wall at the moment. I usually get some loading screen saying that the drivers are readying up. Now you just get the pit wall. A very interesting different camera angle. There we go. It's fixed now. And oh, what is happening with the... Wait, there's no formation lap. Okay. So, anyway, we're starting then for the United States Grand Prix. And Warlock's already got off to a very good start. Mr. Sky's already gained quite a few positions as well. I'm sorry, I didn't know there was meant to be no formation lap. That was something I think they forgot to turn on. All these people flying everywhere. Nicolo's out already. So, don't know what happened to him. Let's follow. I can't really see what happened there. No, I can't. So, maybe the formation lap was not meant to be on. I really don't know. But, yeah, not quite sure what happened there. But anyway, we've got some battles going anyway. So, sorry that the start didn't go so well in terms of my commentary because I didn't know what happened. But, there we go. It is a lobby sometimes. And we've got the Renault Verstappen trying to make move side by side with Comments in the Ferrari. We do have a yellow flag in sector 2. Not quite sure what happened there. But I think we have the Sauber Farber challenging Verstappen's position as well. So that's going to get very interesting as well. Verstappen in the middle of 2 Ferrari-powered engines. You could see some people diving into the pits very shortly as well if they have got some damage. Verstappen is. Very interesting there. But so far, Warlock leads. Skyler is second. Mr. Sky in third. And Cam K in fourth. And that was a bit of a slide from Cam K. Now, what happened to Chill Drive? Chill Drive looked like he had a bit of damage from the turn 2, turn 3 incident. So he's going to pit. Looks like he's going to go on to Seb Sauce, which could go to the end. Or he might go for a 2-stop. Obviously, it's almost certain to be 2-stop. So, I didn't see it from that perspective, but maybe if the drivers post their POV after the race, I can then find out pretty much what happened as well. So, as far as tyres are concerned, because I was going to go do the formation lap, pretty much we got Farber and Westy on the softs, and we got the McLaren and Ritson, or Berta, I think it was, making a move past Cody. That was a great move. And looks like Ritson is going to do exactly the same thing. McLaren looking very good around here. They're always looking very strong. Almost a little bit of a lock-up from Cody there. But it looked like there wasn't, so that was good. The other Renault fighting as well for position. He's now up into P12. Westy not doing too far either. In the half, filling in for Mr. Sim tonight. Got another person going into the pits. It is Farber, who also got caught up in the incident but had less damage than before. Warlock now 1 second clear of Skylo. I need to actually know how to pronounce the name, so hopefully I will get these names right eventually. Hopefully anyway. But yeah, Peter, I have got the tyres on. I've got it on. I don't know why I had it on before, because I usually get it on during the formation lap. But obviously, there wasn't any formation lap to be with. And Jay Carty's getting a very interesting run on Rich there. Mr. Sky in third. There was a formation lap because they forgot to turn it on, that was why. That's what happened. But anyway, Mr. Sky is not behind Skylar at the moment. He's already seen to be Skylar or seems to be dropping off Warlock at the moment. And that's what he's doing. And that's causing Mr. Sky to gain a little bit more pace. Now, a lot of people are quitting the session due to the fact there was no formation lap. Now, that is interesting. But anyway, Mr. Sky is going to take... Literally, loads of people are leaving. What is going on? Mr. Sky's going to make a move. He gets it done very nicely. And he's up into P2. So we're seeing a lot of AI at the moment by looks of things. That is interesting. Yellow flag in set to 3. Not quite sure what happened. This is a very much carnage, these first couple of laps, I must say. Even I got a bit confused. Oh, why Race has got disqualified? Nicolo is obviously out. What is this Grand Prix turning to? Carmez is side by side with Coley. What's he going to do here? Approaching the last bit of set to 3. Farber just getting a 3-second time penalty. And Carmez gaining a little bit more time at the moment. Few people that are angry about what's happening, but it is racing. They just got to learn. Oh, Curly's out. Okay, what has happened to Coley? I don't know. I'm just following Verstappen just so I can get a clear eye of what has happened with him. I think he would have cleared. And Curly has left the session. He's not impressed. Jay Carty's finding a bit more time to reach at the moment. Oh, one of them almost broke. A little bit late. They're going to be side by side again. Going through the first part of set to 1. Getting a better run, which is on the inside line. Actually, no, Jay Carty takes the inside line. It's Rich takes the outside line. We've got them 2 McLarens joining in the party as well. Rich are now up into 6th. Now, Chill Drive is way down the order now, so Ritson is going to score some very valuable points, which will help pretty much close the gap. So it's not the championship at this rate. Oh my word! We've got, I think, a Toro Rosso losing it. No, it's not Toro Rosso. It's Skylo. Oh, he's doing... Why are loads of people doing donuts? Oh my word. So he's lost it. Rich in the pit. So he thinks his ultras are not going to get long enough. Again, I'm not entirely sure how long these softs last. Oh, Skideo has retired from the session. We're seeing a lot of retirements today in ILR4. This is not looking very good. It reminds me of ILR3, the first part of the season when Xbox One. Crazy. hopefully it would all get sorted soon. Hopefully anyway. Warlock's already managed to fall away from his Sky 3.6 seconds, and Camke is in third. Now, he's going to close up to the podium positions, which is quite nice. And a nice helicopter shot of all the cars there, looking nice in their finery, I must say. Looking good. Looking goody-goody. So, what is Carmed's doing now? He's on the back of the other McLaren as well. Berto's going to dive into the pit, so yeah, that is probably going to be the pit window for the ultra soft runners, and possibly some of the super soft runners as well. As soft runners are coming out of their shell as well. A few people going for the alternate strategy, and probably going to pay off for them. Maybe, you never know. Mr. Sky leading this race at the moment, but in terms of people that actually made stops, Warlock is the net leader. And the gap to lead is 14.7, so to be honest, I don't know how long the pit stops are around here, I must say. So I can't really judge if they're going to go out ahead or not. But we shall see at some point. We'll move between Westy and Carmed. Carmed's going to take the inside line, but Westy gets the switch back. He does that ever so well, but Carmed is saying, nope, I'm having none of that. I'm having that position. Lots of moves being changed right now. Pretty impressive on the back of Westy now, going across the final corner. He gets the better run. What is Carmed's going to do? How is he going to challenge himself? I don't really know. Tight entry into turn one. We're already seeing, to be honest, we're already seeing a lot of penalties already. But again, I am not really that surprised because it is penalty central. Definitely penalty central. We're on lap 8 of 28. Already on this very intense Grand Prix. And we got Jay Carty, one of the Hasses, going into the pits now. Actually, no. Jay Carty's Hass is coming out of the pits, my bad. My bad. And Verstappen just got a 3-second time penalty. So a lot of time penalties being given out. So the person that's gained the most positions is Niels as well, but I didn't check who gained the most positions in lap 2. Again, I pretty much forgot, so I do apologise. But hey ho, you gotta live and learn. But yeah, the ones definitely on the super softs and softs are gonna benefit. No one is on the ultra softs right now. Cam K in the Force India is definitely flying in position right now. He's doing all he can to possibly challenge Mr. Sky. This could be his best position. You never know. I'm trying to get close to my mic because otherwise none of you guys will be able to hear me, and you wouldn't want that, would you? Very tight entry going into turn 1 here. We're not quite making it work at the moment. But he is going to find some time at some point later on. Looks like Mr. Sky got a bit of straight line speed a bit more, and must be that Cam K short shifted a little bit too early in that lost it a bit of time, and that could have not lost it, my bad. That could definitely have a huge detriment, I must say. Let me know your predictions so far on who you think is going to win this Grand Prix. Massive shout out to all 7 of you watching this. And hopefully you're liking this race anyway, and hopefully you are going to be entertained for the rest of it. So probably in about 3 or 4 laps time, that is where we can see the Super Soft runners coming in. There's only 3 of them at the moment. 4. Well, not including Choppers. I think Choppers left the session, but it still is AIs there, so probably he won't count. I don't know. Is he still in the session? Nope. I think both of theirs is ghosted. Oh, Chopper might still be in this actually, but I know one of the Toro Rossos is still ghosted. Nope. Chopper's ghosted as well. Great. Anyway, Mr. Sky, I think, already lapping certain people. We've got a lot of people getting held up by traffic. That's going to allow Ritson to try and catch up to Cam K ever so nicely. Oh, a bit of a lock up from K. And looks like Chill Drive has lost it again. And he's cut the circuit ever so slightly. I don't know what he's doing there. Wineberry just getting a time penalty there. He's probably, Ritson, I think, is probably going to get the advantage in terms of DRS straight. I think it's looking like to be his at the moment, but he's a little bit too further back, but again he's going to catch up. So the top 3 running incredibly close now. This is going to be a good battle, but I wonder when they're going to pit. That is where, and don't forget there is expected rain. We don't know when the rain is going to come. All we've heard from the drivers that the rain is going to come towards the end of the race. That's all we know. That's all we know from these guys. So, interesting predicament. But anyway, top 3 now. Which is going to get DRS? Is he going to find the slipstream to Cam K? A bit too further back. Cam K tries to defend. Oh, a very, very interesting move from Ritson, almost, but luckily there was no space anyway, so no contact was made, but that's allowed Ritson to join the fight. Cam K made a little bit of a mistake there. That's allowing Mr. Sky to pull away ever so slightly. So, I'm liking seeing the top 3 battle. It's brilliant. Verstappen 6/10 behind Niels as well. And Mr. Sky is going into the pits for his scheduled stop. Cam K will be pitting, I think, in the next lap. Now, why has this got cut through this camera? I don't like this camera. It's not going to get us a true point of the battles that they are facing. I don't know. Cam K got a time penalty, but I didn't think he... Or it might have been that curb that usually people get caught up for. That's a bit too harsh, I think. But, hey-ho. And also in terms of liveries for F1, I think Ferraris have still got to be launched as well. I think it's at 11 AM tomorrow. I'm quite excited about that. But anyway, Ritson has got the move done on cam cam. Unfortunately, the camera didn't quite do it justice, unfortunately. It was on the wrong camera, stupid game. But hey ho, Ritson is now in the lead of this race now. He's going to get a good shot in terms of pit stops. Cam K there losing a bit of time to Ritson Soft, so will that be the case of him pitting? But Resty is going to challenge for second now. Getting the moves side by side. Very tight across the final few corners. About to go through the start finish straight. Resty doing very well on the reserve driver. Probably the soft tyres are still gaining a more grip and the supers are starting to run out. And yeah, Resty now in second. Cam K will probably have to pit soon because otherwise he's going to struggle. But you never know. We've had some interesting predictions already this season about some strategies, but hey ho. But Cam K, he's lost about 3 seconds already. That was possibly a little bit of a look up. No, actually no, it wasn't. It was at 1.2. I was looking at the wrong gap. Sorry, my bad. Warlock on pole, man. He's been on those soft 6 laps now. He's going to get easily makes the move done on Carmen's, but Carmen's not going to have it that easy. I see a false India warning ride. One way or another. Cam K side by side with Warlock. Whoa! That was almost close, oh my word. I think a bit of M play's been lost there. Oh God! Warlock almost forced Carmen's off the track. To be honest, I didn't know what to make of that by the sound of things, but you know. Hey ho. I can't really tell if that's a racing incident or not, but will Warlock have to get a position to Carmen? I don't know. She'll drive getting another penalty now. With these penalties, if these people are not careful, they're going to get disqualified, and we don't really want that. So it's just got to be more aware and take it to heart, really. Halfway of this Grand Prix now. We've got 14 laps to go. What's been your favourite part of the race so far? Apologies about the lobby problem at the beginning of the race, but we're still getting some good action anyway, so all is good. Not all is lost, and the optimism is still there. And that is what I like. But anyway, Carmen's still behind Warlock. We'll look at Rich and Mr. Sky. Mr. Sky, I think, got the move down on Rich. I really missed that. I missed that battle, but hey ho. Could this be a point? It is starting to get a little bit overcast at times. The sun that was there before the start of the race is pretty much not there now. So we could see drops of rain a bit sooner than you expected. Again, like I said, I don't know when it's going to happen. It can literally happen any time. So watch this space, guys. Who knows? You may see the rain before me. You may have better eyes than me. Better eyesight. That's it. Better eyesight. As our Carmate is going into the pits now. Oh! Oh my God! Did I just jinx that? I said the rain was going to come anytime soon. And I see a few drops of rain. Oh my God. The game could just read my mind. Holy moly, people. Holy moly. That is crazy. Oh no. Now Nicolo's left the session. I was the second to join the lobby. So I'm probably hosting this lobby. Great. So if the lobby lags, it's probably going to be my fault. But we shall see. So I wonder if Carmez has chosen the right time. Now the ones on the soft strategy, they've timed this perfectly. That's probably why a lot of these guys are on the soft. Were on the softs to begin with. Yes, DRS disabled. Oh my, literally the game can read my mind today. It's absolutely crazy. I say, oh my, you know, I must be called a weather god or something like that as Ritson. Oh, okay. Ritson cut the corner quite massively there. He just got a 10-second time penalty there. Didn't look, I think he was meant to go into the pits, but I think Jeff told him to stay out for one more lap by the looks of things. He did like a Lewis Hamilton moment in Germany, like in, no. So we'll just have to find out. And with any stage of the race, especially the last 4 rounds, getting points around any track is definitely crucial. This is where the championship can definitely turn on its head. That's what I like about it. Yep, everybody is going on into this now. Ritson is not. So I wonder if this is going to cost him. Where's he? Oh my word, there is so many time penalties right now. So I thought it was going to come at the end, but it's come halfway through as well. So this is where we're going to start to see some of these guys struggle a bit. Whitson did time it wrong. So that means this guy, Westy, could potentially be in the lead of this Grand Prix. There is a lot of spray already. The rain is coming thick and fast. They didn't say if it was going to be light rain or it's going to go to wet. I am not entirely sure. Oh. But hey ho, there's a few people going slowly, of course, obviously to get to grips with the rain. But we still got an interesting battle for 8th as Roberto and Verstappen are running side by side. The wet conditions are getting quite intense right now. They're even struggling on these inters. But some people haven't done much rain practice, so that's probably why. Very tight entry between these two. They're side by side again. Verstappen almost running a little bit wide here. Due to the fact that there is rain, there is going to be a lot of battle, so watch. Ritson's in the pits now. He's in second at the moment. What is Verstappen going to do? Does he get the better line into turn 1? Looks like he defends better by looks of things. And he holds on to 8. Roberto now in 8. Ryan Berry just gaining another time penalty as well. Oh, that was a slider move. Beto! Oh, thank goodness he didn't hit the wall then. That would have been a disaster. That was a massive save there. Well done to Roberto though for saving that well. Because otherwise that could have led to problems. But you can see the tyres overheating. Oh, look, he's struggling like a nightmare at the moment. I'm been riding on board with him. I'm like, holy moly, what is happening right now? There's But anyway, your race leader, Westy, leading by 13.4 seconds, so a very comfortable margin right now. Whitson in second. He's going to gain the most points out of our championship contenders at the moment. So he's going to be in a very standing chance to try and catch up to Shield Drive as well. Whitson hugging the curb again. Raindrops keep falling in the sky, ladies and gentlemen. And we already have Warlock right behind Winston. Obviously, there's no DRS, so all they're going to rely on now is pretty much slipstream, which I think is very, very important here around Kota, just to get right. A wet track around a wet Kota and track limits does bring a difficulty into its own, and also there's higher temperatures as well, so very interesting. Let me know also in the chat who you think is going to get driver. Who do you think should be driver of the day as well? That's probably a warning from Warlock by the sounds of it. He lost a bit of time there. Well, yellow flag in sector 1 and 2. Who is that? Oh, it's Alberto! He's lost his front wing. He's lost his entire front wing. He's struggling. His tyres are overheating. He is not liking the wet conditions at all. He is not a happy bunny whatsoever. He will have to go into the pit again for an unscheduled pit stop, and boy, that is going to hurt his championship hopes. And we got a yellow flag. That probably is Huberto, I think. So as I'm aware. Huberto getting a 3-second time penalty, but well, that is hard when you have lost a front wing. But hey ho, that is the game sometimes. Ryan Berry now on the back of Carmez. Now Carmez getting a bit slower than usual. Ryan Berry getting a bit more speed now. They do have the same Ferrari engine, so I wonder if it's going. Cause some issues or not cause some issues. We'll have to find out. We're on lap 19 of 28 now. And the rain is still coming down thick and fast for these inters. I wonder if these conditions are going to get worse or are they going to dry up a little bit. We'll just have to find out. Ritson's still behind Warlock. No, Warlock's still behind Ritson, sorry. I almost got the names mixed up, and I don't really want to get the names mixed up, to be honest. Going away. Oh, Jay Carty's out. I didn't quite see what happened now. Oh, we got a safety car. And hopefully we can go on board with Jay Carty, and that can explain why. Oh my word, he come off the track and lost a bit of time. So yeah, so another retirement here. That's going to wipe up the gap between for Westy. So is he going to buckle under the pressure, or is he going to work well under the pressure again? We will have to find out. Never know what might happen here in these types of situations. Well, Roberto's not doing very well in penalties. He's got a drive-through penalty for speeding in a safety car. The safety car's going to form up Warlock. Like, a lot of people are getting drive-through for speeding. A lot of people are speeding. That is interesting. Jay Carty not happy with that. Neil's going to go into the pits now. That is quite an interesting. Now he's going to set. Oh no, he's serving his stop go by the sound of things. Yes, he is. That is why he's in the pits right now. That is what he is going to do. And we're waiting for the rest of the field to catch up now to the safety car. Yes, the safety car is behind the leader. I don't know how long the safety car is going to last for. probably about a few laps, I think. I'm not entirely sure. Gives it a chance to warm their intermediate tyres because we don't know how long they've lasted. Now, a lot of people have been overtaking. Warlock losing a bit of time. Wonder what is happening with him. We've still got 8 laps to go though, so pretty much anything can change, to be honest. Well, these guys, but we'll just have to find out what happens. Not much happening at the moment, as obviously we are waiting for the safety car to be brought in, and then we can have a restart and all that. Jay Carty's car's being cleared, so I think the safety car is going to be there, I think, for one more lap. And then it'll come in again. I think that's what's going to happen. Hopefully the game can read my mind again. I am keeping my fingers and my toes crossed, I must say. But, hey-ho. It's very crucial now for Resty to really get that restart absolutely nailed on and absolutely right as well. And these were going off in these wet conditions. That just proves to be just difficult than anything. But hey ho. That is what Kota brings to you. I think what is happening is everybody is waiting for the guys to catch up. I think the guys that are lapped can unlap themselves. I think that's what's happening as well, by the sound of things. And I think that will stretch their interest a lot more, yeah. I think that, yeah, that's what's going to happen, I think. So, looks like the safety car's going to stay, I think. No, it's not coming in. I thought it was going to come in this lap, but obviously not. Hopefully no safety car glitch, please. Because otherwise it's going to drive me nuts and drive me up the walls. So... I don't know how long the safety car's going to go in for, to be honest. We're just seeing guys going in a procession at the moment, so not really much to comment on at the moment, that's why. But this could be a very interesting end to the race, I must say, so not all is lost. hopefully with the restart they'll get it right this time. They will know when to go in the restart, so. And safety car is in this lap. Safety car is in this lap. We could get some racing today, people. We're ready to get some racing in. Here we go. Retsy's got to get the start that he needs. It will be up to him to floor it at this stage. He's got to make sure he gets this right, because otherwise... Oh, and Camk's left the session. Not entirely sure what happened with him. But anyway, who's hyped for the restart? I hope you guys are. Let's get started. Safety car is in. Safety car is in. And Westy's already pulling away. He's off to a very good start. Ritson right behind. Warlock is trying to catch up as well. Already some battles changing throughout the field now. Shield Drive is trying to gain some ground as well. So pretty intense between the top three already, as well as Verstappen, who's gained quite a lot. Verstappen almost lost it there again. He's got to recover. Look at Warlock though. He's going to try and make a move on Ritson. He takes the right-hand side line, but has less space, so decided to back out a little bit, which is, I think, possibly the best advisory thing to do, I must say. Warlock going to try again on his left-hander. Ritson defends well. Ritson's still in second, but can Warlock gain it again? Just have to find out. Ritson knows where Warlock is going to go, which really does help. Very clean race between the pair of them, I must say. Mr. Sky and Verstappen, they're side by side as well. Mr. Sky now up into P7. So he's gained quite a lot of positions as well. So very intriguing. Very intriguing. So well done to all the guys that are racing so far, that are still hanging in there. So on Faber. Niels is onto the pits. He must have had damage. We'll look at Faber and Ryanberry. The two Saubers, 5th and 6th at the moment. I think these are the ones that stayed out of trouble. Faber getting a time penalty. I am going to check time penalties, do not worry. I will check time penalties, because I won't be surprised if the race does get decided on penalties. Because that is the case sometimes. Or we got a yellow flag instead of 1 and 2. I didn't see what happened there. But Camk has lost position. So that probably would have been it. But, again, we don't know. I did actually see you got that time penalty there. I wasn't paying much attention, but there we go. Still some changes out the field now due to that safety car restart. It just brings up pretty much anything. And Wetsy's already pulling away, but Ritson and Warlock are side by side. Warlock gains second place from Ritson, but Ritson is going to challenge Warlock, what looks like it. They're side by side going into turn 1. Ritson getting the battle line. Warlock manages to stay out of trouble. Warlock is closing the door and saying no back. Oh no! Roberto's out. Another retiree out. Oh, he's binned it in the pit lane. Not the best place to bin it, I must say, but again, that is unfortunate. And look at Warlock, he's already pulling away for Ritson, so it could be anyone's game between these guys. The Chill drive up into 7th, so he's still in quite a good position. Stappen in 8th. Chill drive by Mr. Sky. The Inters are starting to get a little bit more grip, a little bit more life now because they are so used to those tyres. So I think what happened with the formation lap issue, I think the host definitely turned it on, but for some reason the game decided to ignore it and caused a bit of a glitch. So GG Cody, GG, not. As a Chill driver is finding some time. He's not gaining the speed he wants at the moment, but don't forget DRS is disabled. And oh, Neil's been disqualified. Okay. Why did Niels get disqualified? Didn't see what happened there. Well, yellow flag, lots of yellow flags. But it is, we literally got 3 more laps to go. It's anybody's game now for the win. Now, let's check penalties actually. Let's check penalties. So, Westy has got 1, 2 penalties. Warlock has got none. He's just got a warning. So, Warlock could still win this. Well, it depends how many Ritson's got. He's got a 10-second penalty. So, yeah. Looks like it is Warlock's race to win. Carmeds has got 2 penalties and a few warnings. He'll win his final one, but gets another penalty. Farbert, oh my god, he's got 2 penalties, penalty, another penalty, penalty, penalty. He's got like 6 or 7 penalties, holy moly. But yeah, I'm not going to look at any more penalties now. It's going to make me cry because some of these positions are definitely going to be decided on penalties now, so. He's all to play for. Stappen on the back of Mr. Sky. I was riding on ball with the wrong person, but Stappen taking the inside line going into turn 1. Stappen almost just have the edge, but Mr. Sky tries to cover him up. Mr. Sky, it didn't work out for him. So, Verstappen now up into 7th position. Well done to Verstappen. Very impressed. And Westy has lost position from Warlock, but he could gain it back. Side by side again, and so many battles happening on track, it's hard to keep up. But wow, looks like Westy's chance of a win is pretty much over, but pretty much I think Westy knew he scored a penalty and Warlock didn't, so I think that's why they didn't challenge too much, but you never know, they might have a different explanation, but I'm not entirely sure about that. Looks like the conditions are not good. Oh, Westy's lost another place. He must have went a little bit wide there, so he's going to challenge Ritson for a position now, but he should be comfortable anyway, so I think Westy's going to be ahead of Ritson anyway, but I'm not entirely sure. I think Westy's got 1 penalty, Ritson's got a 10-second penalty, so... Oh, the top 3 now on the final lap! Oh, this intense race. Thank you guys so much for bearing with us with all the troubles, but luckily the lobby did stay intact, so all is good. All is good. And we see some good racing, so it's been a good night. Very good night. I've been very optimistic all the way through. Oh, we got another yellow flag. Oh, it's Chill Drive. He's lost it again. Oh, no, he's got lost in another position if he's not careful. He's going to be out the points, and that's going to be game on for Ritson. In terms of trying to close up to the championship. Now, the next race after Kota will be Mexico, which I'm looking forward to, I must say. Mexico was the track where I hosted the Racing Championships this year in real life. I did race it, well, no, I didn't race it, but some of the esports guys did and they enjoyed it, so. About 4 or 5 corners to go for the leading pair. Warlock has pretty much been penalty free. The last time he got a win was in Singapore. Is he going to get another win today? Looks like he is, and yes he does. He takes the win. Westy in second. Oh no! Carmed is second now, because Westy and Westy has got penalties. Now that drops Wilson into P5. Verstappen's in P4. The all I did say was going to be decided on penalties, and boy, I wasn't wrong. Miss Sky in 6th, Ryan Berry in 3rd, Chill Drive to managing to hold on to P8. No, P9 now. That is Carmen's best result. That is well done to Carmen. That is his best result. We have a Ferrari on the podium. And we have a Mercedes on the top step once again. But this time in the hands of this guy, Warlock. Well done to him. Podium celebrations are live and kicking here at Kota at the moment. So we are about to get a standing. So Warlock takes the win by 7 seconds to Carmen's lot. So many penalties given already, but not surprised. Westy in 3rd, Verstappen in 4th, Ritson in 5th, with Sky 6th, Ryan Berry 7th, Rich 8th, Chill Drive 9th and 10th. With Farber, your final points with Cam K, Robo, and Chopper not getting points. And your non-finishers today are Roberto, Jay Carty, Scarlio, Coley, Nicolo, Niels and Rye Racer. Niels and Rye Racer has got disqualified. So, very interesting. Now, that is all we have time for ILR4 tonight. I hope you have enjoyed it. Please make sure you do check ILR Xbox tomorrow. ILR1 and 2 on Xbox will be on Twitch, so make sure you do check those out. Or you can check ILR3 on YouTube. It is up to you which tiers you choose. We are all perfect in every way. And also don't forget we have ILR1 and ILR2 Kota races on Sunday, so make sure you check those out too. So, I've been JustGames95. Have a good evening everyone, and we will see you for another ILR4 race, same time next week in Mexico. Good night everyone, and have a good weekend.